UFC 326 is on our doorsteps, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my full card predictions and breakdown for every single fight on this pretty mid-ass pay-per-view card, if I'm going to be honest, or not a pay-per-view card, a numbered event, or whatever I'm even supposed to call it anymore. We got a pretty banger main event, the co-main's okay, and besides that, we got a bunch of damn cans, alright? But either way, I'm going to be bringing you guys my full card predictions and breakdown. If you guys like the video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it. Kicking off this card, we got Rodolfo Bellato taking on Luke Fernandez, and Rodolfo Bellato is one of those guys where it's like, how in the world is he even still in the UFC? He's coming off of a loss against Paul Craig. I don't care if it says no contest on it. It was a loss to Paul Craig, where he got up-kicked in the face illegally, and then, like, pretended to go out cold in the most pathetic way possible. He got up-kicked in the face. It was really viral when it happened. Up-kicked in the face. Looks at the ref and goes, oh. And fakes like he's unconscious. Dude's a retard. I don't know if I could say that. He should not be in the UFC anymore. He's probably going to lose to Luke Fernandez. I think they're feeding him an absolute guy that he's going to get destroyed by. Luke Fernandez is coming off like a 15-second KO on the Contender Series. He has almost all finishes on the regional scene throughout his career, and he's fought some pretty damn good competition here. I'm going to very, very safely pick Luke Fernandez. I'm not going to overthink it. Rodolfo Bellato, you need to be cut from the UFC. Moving up the card, we got Jesus Aguilar taking on Sumer Doljan. I was looking at Jesus Aguilar's resume in the UFC, and he's really beaten the worst flyweights that are on the roster. He beat Stuart Nickel, Shannon Ross, and Luis Scarul, and those guys are all some of the worst flyweights on the roster, and those are his three most recent wins. And he's also coming off of a submission loss to, I believe it was Rafael Estevam, but I think Rafael Estevam might be a bantamweight. So maybe it wasn't Rafael Estevam, but I don't know. He has not looked great in the UFC. The fights that he has looked good in, it's been against absolute bottom-of-the-barrel type of flyweights. He pulls guillotines like crazy. I mean, he was pulling stupid guillotines, stupid guillotines in his last fight. He'll just jump him. Even if he doesn't even have him at all, he'll just basically just jump on his back. Basically. And Sumer Doljan, I think, listen, I don't think he's going to get caught in a guillotine. I don't think he's just going to get, smushed up against the fence by Jesus Aguilar. And I feel like that's kind of Jesus Aguilar's only way to really win. I think on the feet, Sumer Doljan is going to be way longer than him, way rangier than him, way faster than him. Sumer Doljan, there was a point in Sumer Doljan's career where I really did think that he was done, but he's on a 2-fight winning streak. He looked really good in his last fight against Kevin Borjas, and Kevin Borjas is a decent fighter. Kevin Borjas is really, I know that he has a lot of losses in the UFC, but Kevin Borjas is a pretty good fighter. He's very powerful. His output's very low, but he has one really good win in the UFC against Ronaldo Rodriguez where he absolutely schooled him, and he's been a huge underdog in almost all of his fights, and he's put on some pretty good performances in all of his fights except his fight against Sumer Doljan. So I really feel like Sumer Doljan is better than people are giving him credit for, and I think he's going to beat Jesus Aguilar here. So give me Sumer Doljan by unanimous decision. Moving up the card, we got Naim Jargal Tundimburle taking on Cody Durden, and I don't even know how to say his name, but I think Cody Durden is going to lose here. As much as I really do love Cody Durden, I really, really hope he pulls this off. Do not get me wrong. I really, really hope Cody Durden puts on a real unk performance and just styles on him, takes it to him, makes it a war, makes it scrappy, maybe knocks him out, maybe gets a couple takedowns, puts his crafty vet in there, takes down Naim Jargal a couple times, but Naim Jargal has looked really, really good on the regional scene. He had one fight in the UFC, lost a split decision to Chris Hernandez, and Chris Hernandez was a pretty decent UFC fighter when he was in the UFC. He stood with him for all 3 rounds, and Hernandez is a very, very decent striker. Do not get it twisted. He's a very decent striker, and then he got just cut after only one fight where he lost by split decision. And then after that, after getting cut, he went on the road to UFC. He won the road to UFC. And now he's back in the UFC. He looked really good on the road to UFC. And, dude, I feel like he's going to beat Cody Durden here. I don't really know how he's going to beat him. But I just feel like he's better than Cody Durden. Cody Durden could make it a scrap, make it ugly. I could definitely see that. But I don't know, man. I think that Naim Jargal Tundimburle is going to get it done here. I don't want to say his name anymore, so I think Cody Durden's going to lose, and I'm going to move on to the next fight. Moving up this card, we got Alberto Montez taking on Ricky Turcios. And Alberto Montez won on the Contender Series in 2024, didn't fight for almost 2 years, and is now in the UFC. I don't even know how to rate him as a fighter, really. We haven't seen him in 2 years. and he's still never fought in the UFC. This guy is extremely inactive. I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about that. It's not a good look, in my opinion. I see a lot of people taking Alberto Montez. He's a big favorite in this fight. Ricky Turcios. Everyone that he's lost to has been decent. Everyone that Ricky Turcios has lost to, they've been decent. He lost to Raul Rosas, who's decent. He lost to Ayman Zahabi, who's obviously decent. And he lost to Bernardo Sopai. And I think Bernardo Sopai is good. I think Bernardo Sopai is good. And it was a good fight that he had with Sopai. Or Sopaj. I'm not really sure how you say his name, but I don't know. I think Ricky Turcios is going to get it done here. We haven't seen this guy Alberto Montez fight in almost 2 years. He's never fought in the UFC. He did look very good on the Contender Series, but he's extremely green, making his UFC debut, extremely inactive. Ricky Turcios has been getting in there against UFC-level competition, against good guys. And he's losing, but it's good guys, and it's decent fighters, and he's active, and he's in there all the time, and I think that is good. I think that's what's going to be the advantage for Ricky Turcios here. So give me Ricky Turcios here by unanimous decision. Moving up the card, we got Dante Johnson taking on Cody Brundage. Speaking of active, Cody Brundage got knocked out like 5 weeks ago, and he's back. This was supposed to be Desko Todorovic taking on Dante Johnson, but Desko obviously pulled out. And now we got Cody Brundage filling in there. I really, really don't like this for Cody Brundage. He's coming off of a knockout loss. He was already a little bit chinny to begin with. He was already a little bit of a quitter to begin with. Dante Johnson is extremely powerful, and he's extremely strong and dense for the division. He won his Contender Series fight at heavyweight by first-round knockout at heavyweight, and now he's fighting at middleweight. This guy's going to be a huge middleweight, man. He really is. And I think he's probably going to knock out Cody Brundage in the first round. Like, if he doesn't knock out Cody Brundage in the first round, Dante Johnson does seem like a guy who's like a first-rounder bust merchant kind of guy, like a first-round knockout or I'm going to lose kind of fighter. All of his wins are by first-round finish, and in his fight on the Contender Series, he basically just went all out for the KO until he got it, and luckily he got it, and maybe he won't get it on Cody Brundage, but I don't know. I think this is a really bad career move for Cody Brundage. I think he's going to lose by knockout in the first round. Give me Dante Johnson by first round KO. Cody Brundage, you might find yourself getting cut from the sport after a decision like this. Not a good move stepping in on short notice. I think he's going to lose, but yeah, moving on to the next fight. Cody Brundage, you're losing. I'm sorry. Moving up the card, we got Cody Garbrandt taking on Zhao Long. Cody, man. Whoa. Cody Garbrandt, man. What can I even say? Cody Garbrandt, dude. What a weird career this guy's had. It's crazy how I feel like he's kind of like still in his prime, kind of. Like, he fights the same way. He's just, Cody's always been one-dimensional and not that good. And I have no idea how he even beat Dominic Cruz on that night. And besides that, like, his best win, I'm pretty sure, was like Thomas Almeida before that. And then he beat Dominic Cruz and then never won another good fight after that. He's lost some bad ones. He's coming off of a loss to Ronnie Barcelos. You're coming off of a loss to Ronnie Barcelos, and you were UFC champion a few years ago. He's like 33 years old, man. Like, lock in, Cody. Seriously, lock in. Dead ass. Cody Garbrandt. He's probably going to style on Zhao Long and knock him out. But I don't know, man. Like, I think he's going to beat Zhao Long by decision. I think he's just kind of like, I think he's going to style on Zhao Long, maybe drop him in the first round, do a little running man, hey, whoa, you know, do a little showboating on him. I don't think Cody Garbrandt is going to knock him out. I also don't think that Zhao Long is good at all. I think that they're giving Cody Garbrandt a guy that he is going to beat up. I think he's going to beat up Zhao Long here. Third round, he probably slows down. You know how Cody is, but Cody Garbrandt's been the same fighter forever. Really, really fast hands. And that's it. No boxing fundamentals, no footwork, no good kicks, no good cardio, terrible chin, really, really fast hands, and some knockout power. That's all Cody's been for his whole career. And he's going to continue to be like that in this fight. He's going to fight the exact same way, make no adjustments like he has in every single one of his fights, and he's probably going to win, but he's never going to be close to championship level again, and that is for sure. So, yeah, give me Cody Garbrandt here, but they're kind of giving him a layup a little bit in this. Moving up the card, we got Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez taking on Bruno Ferreira, baby. I'm super hyped for this fight. I think somebody's getting knocked the frick out. The frick out. All right, I think somebody's getting knocked out in this fight. In their first fight that they had, of course, Bruno Ferreira knocked him out in the first round. Very, very nasty KO. Since then, Gregory RoboCop, he's been on a pretty big win streak. I can't even lie. He's been doing very, very good in the UFC for himself. He's coming off of a win over Roman Kopylov, and he's still not really getting a jump up in the rankings. He's getting Bruno Ferreira, and I think Bruno Ferreira is going to knock him out again. I feel like, dude, I feel like RoboCop's going to go into this fight just like thinking about how he got knocked out so badly by this guy in their first fight. Because, dude, when they first fought, RoboCop got absolutely slimed out, dude. And I do think that RoboCop's been improving more than Bruno Ferreira has, and since that fight, RoboCop's career has been on a little bit of a better trajectory, even though Bruno Ferreira is coming off of a win over Marvin Vettori. It was not that good of a win, and he also missed weight in that fight, so, it's whatever. I'm pretty sure Bruno Ferreira fought, like, on UFC 324, I think. He, like, just fought, I feel like. But, I don't know. I think this is going to be a scrap, but I think Bruno Ferreira is going to find the KO again. I feel like RoboCop's going to be a little bit hesitant, a little bit tentative, kind of thinking about how he got chinned in the first fight. And, yeah, I mean, he's kind of like a 1-2 merchant. Just spams the 1-2s all day. Bang, 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 bang. So, yeah. I don't know. I think Bruno Ferreira is going to win here. RoboCop, he's a little overrated in my opinion. He's super one-dimensional. Moving up the card, we got Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. And on paper, Drew Dober slimes him out, right? Drew Dober slimes him out on paper. Because Michael Johnson, he's black. He's a black guy, right? But, no, I think, I don't know. I think Michael Johnson is going to win. I think he's going to win. Michael Johnson on a 4-fight winning streak. That would be unheard of right there. But I do kind of feel like he's going to win, man. I feel like he's looked very, very good in his last few fights. It kind of seems like Michael Johnson's like at like he's having like a resurgence in his career right now. He looked really good against Daniel Zellhuber. And I know that Bobby Green just messed him up, but hey, man, Michael Johnson did it first. Hold up. I like Michael Johnson. I think he's going to win and call for the BMF belt again. Because he always calls for the BMF belt. He beat Ottoman Azaitar, who sucks. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to fight for the BMF. He ain't fighting for the BMF. I do think Michael Johnson's going to win this fight, though. He's extremely inconsistent, and Drew Dober seems to fight racially motivated. But I don't know, man. I feel like on paper, Drew Dober's career has not been looking good recently, and he did not look good against Kyle Prepolek before he knocked him out. That was not a very good performance from Drew Dober. Michael Johnson, he's been looking very, very slick recently. His hands are still fast. I think he's going to put that hand speed on Drew Dober. Probably knock him out here. Drew Dober's a little chinny now, so yeah, give me Michael Johnson by knock. Moving up the card, we got Raul Rosas Jr. taking on Rob Font, and I do not know how to feel about this fight, man. Raul Rosas, man. Why is this guy barely ever fighting? Like, he hasn't fought since, like, March of last year. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be the youngest UFC champion ever. You should be capitalizing on being so young and just fighting. But no, it's like, what are you doing? Like, dead ass. He's finally getting a ranked guy in Rob Font, and I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to pass the Rob Font test. I know that he's on a 4-fight winning streak, but it's against 4 guys that are kind of all, like, the same level of not very good, kind of garbage a little bit. And in his last fight, in Raul Rosas Jr.'s last fight against, what is his name? It was, God, I'm blanking on his name. I'm really blanking on his name, but he did not look very good. Vince Morales. It was Vince Morales. When he fought Vince Morales, he did not look very good against Vince Morales. It was like a 29-28, boring, like, meh decision. And Vince Morales is, like, not even UFC level at all. And I feel like Rob Font is better than that. He's better than that. I get he lost to David Martinez, but I think David Martinez is good. He just beat Cheeto. I don't think Raul beats Cheeto. And I don't think Raul beats Rob Font either. I'm taking Rob Font here, probably by a split decision. I think it's going to be really, really close. Raul probably gets a couple takedowns early, but then Rob Font begins to stuff him, starts to weigh on Raul as the fight goes on. Maybe wins round 2, wins round 3. Very, very close round 2. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this fight. Give me Rob Font by split decision. Moving on to the co-main event, we got RDR versus Kyle Bahalio. I didn't even say that the last fight was the feature fight because it didn't even feel like a feature fight. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. That's a feature fight to a pay-per-view? Are we serious? Like, or not a pay-per-view, numbered event. It's a pay-per-view still. I don't even care. It's still pay-per-view in my opinion. It's a numbered card. RDR versus Kyle Bahalio. That's a bad co-main event. That's a terrible co-main event. It's a great fight. It's not a good co-main event. And something's telling me RDR is going to get it done, man. Kyle Bahalio did kind of get pieced up and beat up by Nasruddin Imavov, and I feel like RDR is getting so underrated going into this fight. His performance against Brendan Allen. It was very, very bad, don't get me wrong. But he was coming in, he was way too active for that fight. He fought like 5 times in the span of 11 months. So many hard training camps, so many hard weight cuts, and RDR's already had a problem with quitting in the past, and he didn't have anything in him there against Brendan Allen, and I could definitely see him maybe quitting too if things get hard against Kyle Bahalio, especially because it's probably going to be a 5-round fight. It is the co-main event, but who knows? Maybe it's a 3-rounder. I actually do think it's a 3-rounder, and I'm gonna assume it's a 3-rounder because I haven't heard anything about it being a 5-rounder. And in a 3-rounder, I think RDR wins this by decision. I think RDR is going to win the early rounds, use his knees very well, clinch Kyle Bahalio up against the fence a lot, really weigh on him up against the fence. I do think that Kyle Bahalio could beat him up if it stays at range, but RDR is massive for the division. He's extremely strong for the division. He has great knees. He spams them. I think they're going to work here against Kyle Bahalio. He's really, really good in the clinch. He's got great trips. He's got great judo tosses. He's got great hip tosses. And I think that he's going to use that to his advantage here and probably beat Kyle Bahalio by decision. Kyle Bahalio is good. Don't get me wrong. And I think in round 3, he's probably going to pick it up, but I don't know. Early in fights, Reinier de Ridder is very, very good early in fights, and I think he's going to use the early going to really start to weigh on Kyle Bahalio and really just mess with Kyle Bahalio's mental in that first round and just start to weigh on him in the clinch, weigh on him with the knees, and I could definitely see RDR winning this fight. So yeah, give me Reinier de Ridder here by unanimous decision. On to the main event, we got Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira for the BMF belt, an absolute banger of a fight, the fight that everyone's hyped for. I'm so excited for this. I think Max Holloway wins. Charles Oliveira, listen, his performance against Mateusz Gamrot, it was very, very good. But Gamrot's style really plays into the game of Oliveira. Oliveira does very, very good when he's on his back. You're in his guard. That's when Oliveira's grappling is best. It's when you're taking him down. It's when you're putting him on his back, when you're dropping him, when you're taking him down, when you're doing things like that. I don't see Max Holloway engaging in any of that with Charles Oliveira, and I think Charles Oliveira, I do think he will take Max down. His takedown entries have gotten better. His takedown entries have gotten way better in his past couple fights, and he's been wrestling a lot more, a lot of like chain wrestling I've noticed from Oliveira in his last few fights, and I don't really think that's going to happen in this fight with Max because it is a BMF fight, and Oliveira's been talking about how it's a BMF fight, and how he doesn't want to just sniff his balls for 5 rounds, but I do think he's still going to take down Max a few times, but I think on the feet, the more Oliveira entertains the striking, the more Max Holloway is going to have a field day with it. The grappling, Oliveira is levels above, but the striking, Max is levels above. I think Oliveira is very powerful. Don't get me wrong, he's very powerful, he's very dangerous, but he's extremely slow for the division. He's pretty chinny. He gets dropped easily. He's very tough, but he can be switched off. He can be dropped. He's been dropped before. He's tough, but I don't know, man. I don't know if Oliveira gets this one done. I do really, really like Charles Oliveira. I also really like Max Holloway. I'm very, very torn on this fight, but I'm definitely siding with Max here. I think Max is going to win this fight. I think he's going to win it fairly easily, too, because I feel like Oliveira is going to entertain the striking way too much in this fight. I think the more Oliveira entertains the striking, the more Max is just going to have his way with Charles Oliveira, and I think that he's going to knock out Charles Oliveira in round 3 or round 4, probably by TKO. I don't think he's going to switch off Charles Oliveira, but I think in the early rounds, he probably drops Charles Oliveira early. Oliveira shoots in, maybe gets a takedown, maybe tries to grapple for a little bit, but then the more it's left on the feet, the more Max Holloway is going to be able to tee off. He's going to be able to have a field day out there with Oliveira, and I think he's going to easily find Oliveira's chin, and I think he's going to probably TKO Oliveira here, round 3 or round 4, so I'm super, super excited for this fight. Let me know what you guys feel about it. Let me know what you guys feel about the video in general. Comment down below, boost the algorithm, make me go viral and stuff. Like the video if you guys like the video, subscribe to my channel, and who's with me?